Hello, I'm Henry, and welcome to Tiny Tank Tournament 2. This is the first round, and this is the first match of the first round, in which Asterion's first entry is fighting Asterion's second entry, the Vulture versus the Renault FT. Now, without further ado, let a battle begin. The Renault FT has taken a tiny bit of damage, but it's nothing important. But now both sides have line of sight to each other, so they're actually going to start doing damage. The 50... Oh. Okay, the shield on one of the Vultures is now gone, as well as a bit of its side armor. Meanwhile, the Renault FT is... It's lost its 50 cal, and its insides are now exposed, but its main weapon is still functional. Oh, its engine has been destroyed, which is why it's not moving. But its main weapon is still functional. And one of the Vultures, this one over here, is too far away and is now being disqualified. There it goes. The other one is also starting to be disqualified, but so is the Renault FT. Are they going to get disqualified simultaneously? So with that, the Vulture manages to win by being disqualified slightly slower. Now on to round 2. 3, 2, 1, start. Ignore the explosion, that's from last round. The effects don't despawn when a new round begins. Pretty much the same thing happens this time, except they get into line of sight a bit quicker. Oh, this Vulture has now lost its turret, and it's not quite too damaged, but it's unable to fight back. And it might be AI dead. Yep. Oh, and the other Vulture is also AI dead, so the Renault FT pretty decisively wins round 2. Now on to round 3. Now, onto round 3. 3, 2, 1, let the battle begin. Oh, and also if you're wondering why I'm not switching sides, like I did with Tiny Tank Tournament 1, it's because that in this area the terrain is flat enough that which side the team is on doesn't really matter much. Anyways, back to the battle. The Vulture that the Renault is not focusing on has still taken a bit of damage. Maybe that was from friendly fire or something. Oh, the Renault FT has now lost its main weapon, and it's flipped over, so it's probably just going to be a matter of time until it's destroyed. Time to fast forward. One of the Vultures, I assume it's this one, is now being disqualified. Never mind, it's back in range now. Oh, it's getting disqualified again. It actually despawned, alright. The remaining Vulture is still probably gonna win though, because the Renault has no way of defending itself. There's the mainframe. It's almost exposed. Oh, but they ran out of time, alright. So with that, the Vultures are moving on into round 2 of this tournament, where they will be facing Asterion's third entry. Now onto match 2, where Tyrannus is facing off against Captain Ironlad. 3, 2, 1, let the battle begin. Okay, the Birdo cannons fire and immediately delete 2 of the small tanks. The, okay, that one is... it's actually survived longer than I expected, because the drills didn't manage to touch it. 3 of the small tanks were starting to get disqualified, I don't know why, but they've stopped now because the nanny bot has ran over and tried to ram them. One of them is... okay, now 5 of Captain Ironlead's tanks are dead, with 1 being disabled and... right? 1, 2, 3... okay, 6 of them are now dead and 1 is disabled, which is this one here, I think. Okay, now that's dead as well. So Tyrannus pretty decisively wins round 1. Now on to round 2. 3, 2, 1, let the battle begin. And same thing happens again, except this time one of the shells hits the hill in the middle, so only 1 of the small tanks are deleted. Probably doesn't... oh right, and of the remaining tanks, 2 of them flipped over. It's probably not going to matter because the Nanibot is still just completely destroying them. Did they just shoot at their own... no, they were probably targeting the Birdigiddons behind the hill. That's Captain Ironlead's entire team gone in 40 seconds. So with that, Tyrannus decisively wins round 2 as well, so they are now moving on into round 2 of the tournament. Now on to match 3 of round 1. Match 3 is Doom Agent versus Dragon Slayer. 3, 2, 1, let the battle begin. Those shells are flak rounds, so they look a lot more dangerous than they actually are. Meanwhile, the Tim the Tiny Tank has knocked out 2, I think. Yeah, 2 of one of the What the Flak's wheels, and getting it stuck, and now the What the Flak has tipped over completely. The other one has also lost 1 wheel, but it's still able to move. Another volley of missiles. Which targets this one, which isn't really a threat anymore. I think I'm probably gonna speed this up. Oh, it's not aim. Tim the Tiny Tank is AI dead. So with that, Doom Agent wins round 1. Now onto round 2. 3, 2, 1, let the battle begin. Pretty much the same thing happens. Where are the missiles? I don't know where the first volley of missiles went, but the second volley is targeting the What the Flak over here, and it did basically nothing. Wait, no, the barrel is tiny, which means I assume... sorry about that. That... I can't see it, but if the barrel goes small like this, it's probably because the firing piece has been disconnected from the rest of the turret, which would mean that the What the Flak can't fire. Where's the other one? Oh, over there. Once again, Tim the Tiny Tank is still targeting the disabled. What the flack? Oh, I think its identify friend or foe has been destroyed because those missiles just targeted itself. What about these? Yep, there's another one that targeted itself. Okay, this one is now missing its entire gun. And this still hasn't switched targets yet. Oh, and that's it. Time's up. So with that, Doom Agent wins a second round, and they are now moving on into the second round of the tournament. Now onto the next match. Now onto match 4 of the first round. 3, 2, 1, the battle begin. The Rambugs all charge forwards and start flailing at the, which one is that one? Hailstorm? Which is now dead. The other two of... Never mind. Okay, the Lightning Bolt is still at 100%, but the Avalanche is also now dead. One of the Rambugs has taken 20% damage, but the Meteor and the... two of the Rambugs have taken a bit of damage, but the rest of Dracon's team is still in mint condition, and now the Lightning Bolt is dead too. I think that was even faster than Tyrannus's fight. Not sure, gonna have to check. So anyways, with that, Dracon very decisively wins the first round. Now onto the second round. 3, 2, 1, fight. Pretty much the same thing happens. Oh, I didn't even notice that last round. The Meteor also fired at the... Oh, but this time, Sithpan's vehicles have managed to get themselves out of the way of the Rambugs. And the Rambugs are not Is this one AI dead? No, I have no clue why it's not moving. Oh, it's lost half its wheels, that's why. And the other one is chasing after... Which one is this one? The Lightning Bolt, I think? I think that's Lightning Bolt. The Avalanche is still at 100%, while the Hailstorm is at 80% and targeting the immobilized Rambug. The Lightning Bolt is now dead. Meanwhile, one of the Rambugs is nearing death. A couple more missiles from the Meteor hit the Hailstorm, bring it now to 70%. That Rambug is now 2 damaged, and who will it target next? Hopefully the Rambug that is chasing it in circles. Nope, it instead targets the Meteor. And now it is 2 damaged. So there's just the Avalanche left, which is... What? Oh, that was the Lightning Bolt despun... No, the Hailstorm despunning. Up the Avalanche now... Wait, is its turret disabled or not? I can't tell. I think it might be. It looks like only the 50 cal is firing. Oh, anyways, it's now dead too. So round 2 also goes to Dracon quite decisively. So they will be moving on into round 2 of the tournament. Now on to match 5? Yeah, match 5. Now on to round 5, with the Twig and Berries by T3H Jimmer versus the Small and Vehicle by Sean Reed. Sorry about that, I only now remembered to do the introductions. 3, 2, 1, let the battle begin. The smalls charge forward immediately. No, I know. Those are the berries from the Twitch Shimmer. I was on the wrong side, sorry. That is the mortar from the twig. Meanwhile, the berries and the smalls are circling each other, I guess, or the berries are circling, or the berry is circling the small. I don't know. The twig is about to be disqualified. This berry is, I don't know what it's doing. Meanwhile, I think that explosion was also from the twig. Meanwhile, I think there's the weasel. Yeah. Okay, the twig has now despawned. This berry is still circling the small. The other small is not moving. I don't know why. The other berry is also not moving. Oh, it's missing one of its wheels. Okay, that's why. And I don't... Oh, there it is. And the vehicle is... Oh, it's managed to get itself moving again, and it... Did it flip the... No, it did not flip. Almost flipped. Wait, that is one of the... Do mines not work with identify friend or foe? I think the vehicle is about to get killed by its own mine. Or not. Why is that mine not exploding? And there's another one of its mines. Oh, okay, that's finally exploded. Meanwhile, what is happening over here? One of the smalls is despawning. I have no clue which one that is. Okay, it was that one. This one is still in range of that berry. The other berry has despawned. I don't know what from. Oh no, that is the vehicle. That's the berry. Wait, what? Oh, the time's up. Sorry about my terrible commentary. Anyways, the first round goes to Sean Reed. Now into the second round. This time starting on the right side. 3, 2, 1, fight. Again, both of the berries charge forwards. One backflips over its target, okay, and immediately gets shot in back by the mine. Yeah, that one's the vehicle. And it's also stopped. Oh, okay, it's lost all its wheels on one side. Never mind, I guess it must have lost its AI then and despawned. This one is driving in a circle because it lost all its wheels on one side, and the twig is sitting still, just firing mortar shells. Okay. Direct hit. It does surprisingly little damage. The vehicle is still at 90%. Either that is a very weak shell, or... No, that's just a bleak slope. So yeah, that's a very weak cramshell. Is it going to hit again? The vehicle is barely moving, so probably. Yep, another direct hit. And again, it does surprisingly little damage for, I think that's a 2000mm cramshell. Meanwhile, the berry is still spinning around and the two smalls are not doing anything. And another direct hit, finally doing some proper damage. It's now vaporized the vehicle. Do these even have line of sight? This one does, and this one... I think it does, I'm not sure. And another almost direct hit. Launches the small into the air, but does no damage. I'm very surprised. Oh, and that's it. Time's up. This time, victory goes to T3H Jimmer. Now onto round 3. Now onto round 3. 3, 2, 1, let the bell begin. Pretty much the same thing happens again. Okay, the revolving blast cannons shred one of the berries. The mortar misses. Meanwhile, the other berry has managed to get into ramming range, but bounced off. Alright. The one that got hit with the revolving blast cannons is now dead. The twig fires again. Meanwhile, all 3 of Sean Reed's vehicles are at 100% HP. Where's that shell? Nope, misses this time. Oh, that was one of the mines from the vehicle. I think either it doesn't have an identify friend or foe, or that doesn't work for mines because it has now targeted itself and its teammates several times. Another miss from the mortar. And time-lapse time, I guess. Oh, nope. The revolving blast cannons have finally reloaded and they did some damage. Okay. Time-lapse, unless this shell hits. Direct hit, and it does basically nothing. Huh. Alright, now the time-lapse shall begin. Up another shell. Is it even gonna hit the ground before time runs out? Yeah, definitely. Direct hit. This one does a lot more damage. The vehicle is now 2 damaged, and it's gonna despawn in 3, 2... Never mind! The time ran out a moment before it despawned, and because of that, Sean Reed wins round 2, round 3, and will be moving on into round 2 of the tournament. I wonder actually, is there a way to unpause this? Nope. Oh yeah, there is. Yeah, if that shell had hit 1 second earlier and the vehicle had time to despawn, T3H Jimmer would have won that fight. Now onto match 6, in which Eigenfunction's Chonk Tonk, Thick Brick, and Erection Specialist are facing off against Satire's 3 Kittens. 3, 2, 1, let the bell begin. The Chonk Tonk takes 8% damage immediately, while one of the kittens is already at 80%. And another one gains 1 DQ point, I'm not sure what from. Ah yeah, this is an issue the kittens had before. They just are really unstable, I'm not sure why. That was later fixed, I think by... I can't remember by whom. But beforehand, when I made the showcase video, they just kept flipping over for absolutely no reason. Anyways, back to the bell. Both sides have lost 1 vehicle. One of the kittens is at 57%, while the Chonk Tonk is at 90%. And they're almost. Okay, it is now 2 damaged and will despawn in 7 seconds. Okay, the Tonk is also now 2 damaged, so it's just the Thick Brick versus 1 Kitten. Both of them are at 100% HP. The Thick Brick almost flips over, but okay, it doesn't flip over in the end. It almost flips over again, but again manages to right itself at the last moment. Took a direct hit, but that I don't think did anything, damaged anything important. Meanwhile, the Kitten has been, it's at 80%, but I don't know where that damage is from. Is it internal? I have no idea, but something's been destroyed. No way its wheels are that much percent of its HP, so I think there's a mimic somewhere that's covering up the damage. It's now lost its main weapon and it's not responding, is it? It's not AI dead. Oh, and time's up. So with that, Eigenfunction wins round 1. Now on to round 2. 3, 2, 1, fight. Mortar shell misses. And again, one of the kittens has flipped over. Meanwhile, the Tonk and the the only damaged kitten are ramming each other, I think. Oh, and the Tonk is now dead. If I remember correctly, I was at like 60-something% HP, so it must have been AI dead. Meanwhile, the 2 remaining kittens are charging, the 2 undamaged kittens are charging straight. That was a direct hit with the mortar. Is it? It's not quite dead, but wait, is it? It's AI dead. The mortar just killed the kitten in 1 hit. Meanwhile, the Thick Brick is on its side, or back, I think. And so the kitten it was fighting is now... It's unarmed, but it's still trying to attack the Erection Specialist. I think it got hit by the mortar. Not sure. Oh, and the Thick Brick is now despawning from... no, not despawning. Being disqualified from being too far away. That hit did no damage, surprisingly. Between this and the twig from T3H Shimmer, it seems that ram cannons are not as powerful as I thought they were. Several times now in this tournament, vehicles have been hit almost directly by ram cannon, or even direct hits, and they just did almost no damage. Anyways, time's probably gonna run out before this next one can land. Yep. Despite that, Eigenfunction wins round 2, so they will be now moving on to round 2 of the tournament. Now onto match 7, where the light LOD is facing off against Vulcan, who has brought basically the same design as as they had in Tiny Tank Tournament 1, just now they've replaced all the exterior blocks with plates so that it fits the new rule set. Anyways, 3, 2, 1, let the battle begin. Okay. The Panzer 2Cs have rammed each other and managed to flip one of them on its side. And one of them is the one that's on its side is now also almost dead. Up, and that Panzer IIc is also now disabled. And it's now 2 damaged. Right? Yeah. There it goes. Vulcan's team has now switched targets to the Panzer IIc that's on its side. Where's the flat panzer? Oh, there. It's just sniping from a distance. Oh, one of the bullet storms has had its turret removed. I don't know where that's from, but it's now 2 damaged, and yep, and it's despawned now. Meanwhile, the other bullet storm is in pretty good condition. It's at 88%, but it's basically only lost some plates. Meanwhile, the Panzer IIc that was on its side is now dead. The remaining Panzer IIc has taken some damage, but I don't think anything important's been destroyed. And the flat panzer is completely unharmed. And the remaining Panzer IIc is now also... Oh, time's up. So with that, round 1 goes to the light LOD. Now onto round 2. 3, 2, 1, fight. Again, never mind, this time only 2 of the Panzer IIcs have rammed into each other. Oh, okay, one of the Panzer IIcs is now dead. This one is also dead. This one, but the other 2 of the light LOD's tanks that remain are completely unharmed. Meanwhile, one of the bullet storms has died. Not sure what that was from. Up, and that Panzer IIc is also dead now. Wait, this... Oh, the flat panzer doesn't have line of sight. And neither does the bullet storm. And the pack rat appears to be stuck, I think. Yeah. It's stuck on the terrain glitch where the... Oh yeah, for context for that. Sorry about that. Whenever... I've mapped the... what's this called? Title screen thing to F11 in OBS so that when I hit pause or unpause, it pops up. Anyways, the battles all take place here at the intersection of these 4 tiles, and for some reason that creates this terrain glitch here, which one of the pack rats has gotten stuck on. Anyways, back to the battle. I was hoping that moving to a flatter region would stop things like this from happening, where neither side can... Never mind, okay, they can't shoot each other. But earlier, where neither side could shoot each other. But it seems like I failed in that. Oh, the flat panzer has died. I assume that was from being AI dead because I'm actually not sure. I'm gonna have to check the footage. Anyways, so round 2 goes to Vulcan. Now on to round 3. 3, 2, 1, let the bell begin. And same thing happens. But this time one of the Panzer IICs has completely flipped over. And there's no paint on the what? Okay, I have no idea what happened, but this... I assume that was the flat Panzer that did that, because I don't think the Panzer IICs have weapons strong enough to knock its turret off that quickly. Right? Because that's just a autocannon, right? Let me check. Yeah, the Panzer IICs only have autocannons and assault cannons, which I don't think could knock the turret out that quickly. Still can chip away at its armor pretty effectively though, and... Okay, 2 of the Panzer IICs are dead, but the Flat Panzer and this Panzer IIC are still at 100%. Meanwhile, the one remaining Bulletstorm is at 80%. It's lost most of its front, most of its wheels on the left side, and the Panzer IIC has managed to flip itself. What is the Flat Panzer doing? It's driving backwards towards the enemy. And now it is... Is it dead? Yep, it's AI dead. 3, 2, 1... There it goes. Why was it doing that? I have no idea. Anyways, okay, so round 3 goes to Vulcan, meaning that they will be moving on into round 2 of the tournament. Now on to, I believe, the final match of the first round. Now on to the final match of the first round of the tournament, which is Pyrotech versus Edelweiss. 3, 2, 1, let the bell begin. Okay, both sides have traded an opening volley, and they just kind of stare at each other. Alright, one of the Pew Pew McGee's has lost its turret, I believe. It has it? I'm not sure. Because it's not moving at all, yeah, it's starting to despawn. It's lost its turret. I think I'm gonna fast forward this. Well, that's it for round 1. And it is the exact sort of scenario that I hope to prevent by moving to a flatter map, but unfortunately it still happened. So the first round goes to Pyrotech. So the first round goes to Pyrotech. Now onto the second round. 3, 2, 1, let the bell begin. And pretty much the same thing has happened. Back to the time lapse, I guess. Oh, one of the Pew Pew monkeys has despawned this time. With that, Pyrotech has won round 2 as well, so they will now be moving on into round 2 of the tournament. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.